Right now, AABJ is in contact, healing after a horrific high school shooting right here in Georgia. Plans are now in place for students to return to class after 2 teachers and students were shot and killed.
A handshake, sharp remarks, and policy presentations. Presidential candidates facing off for the first time in a heated debate.
And styling and profiling an Atlanta fashionista is very obvious with her designs. Lauren Flagg joins us today with tips for fall fashion. AABJ's in contact starts now.
Be informed, you gotta know what's going on in our community. So together we can make a change, you and me. Be in contact.
Welcome to In Contact, the Atlanta Association of Black Journalists award-winning broadcast. I'm Tanasia, Kenney.
And I'm Tyrik, Wynn. This episode's title is Fall into the Season of Forgiveness and Fashion.
We have lots of news you could use around Metro Atlanta.
About an hour away, just northeast of Atlanta, there are now plans for students to return back to school after a deadly shooting there earlier this month. The Barrow County School District is planning for a gradual reopening at Apalachee High School in Winder, Georgia, the week of September 23rd. This is after 2 students and 2 teachers were shot and killed at the school back on September 4th. A 14-year-old student from the school, Colt Gray, is the lone suspect in the shooting that also left many others hurt. According to the GBI, he's being charged as an adult. His father, Colin Gray, is also being charged in connection with the AR-style weapon Colt Gray is accused of using. Investigators revealed that the FBI had received tips about the potential threats from Colt Gray earlier this year.
Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump met for the first debate this month. They discussed key issues like abortion, immigration, the economy, and foreign policy on the stage in Philadelphia. The debate started with the handshake, but quickly became heated as both candidates exchanged sharp remarks. Harris portrayed herself as a middle-class advocate and criticized Trump for being out of touch, while Trump focused on repeating false claims about the 2020 election and immigration, calling the U.S. a, quote, failing nation. Both candidates are now focusing on their campaigns with less than 2 months away from Election Day.
The city of Atlanta has a chance to celebrate the life and legacy of rich homie Quan. Funeral arrangements for the Atlanta rapper have been announced. Tickets will be required for those of you looking to attend the memorial ceremony. According to WSB, the 34-year-old, whose real name is DeQuantez Lamar, was found unresponsive in his southwest Atlanta home on September 5th. He was rushed to Grady Hospital where he was pronounced dead. Investigators have reported that there were no signs of foul play in his death.
An abrupt change of plans for Usher fans here in Atlanta. The singer postponed the opening night concert of his Past, Present, and Future tour just hours before showtime. Usher says he was unable to perform due to a neck injury he got at rehearsal earlier that week. The next day, he announced that the following 2 shows in Atlanta, scheduled for August 16th and 17th, would also be postponed. The 3 shows are now scheduled for December 9th, 10th, and 12th at State Farm Arena.
Man, I was ready, man. I had my outfit and everything ready to go to the concert. I was a little disappointed.
No, same. I definitely have plans to go as well, but he's coming back just in time for my birthday, so he's forgiven.
Yeah, for sure. We gonna catch him in October. We gonna see.
Absolutely. This story has the people talking. Grammy Award-winning rapper Kendrick Lamar headlining the Apple Music halftime show on February 9th at the Caesars Superdome in New Orleans. Lamar broke the news on X and released a statement saying, quote, "Rap music is still the most impactful genre to date, and I'll be there to remind the world why. They got the right one." Hip-hop artists and fans took to social media disagreeing with Lamar being chosen as the halftime performer over other rappers like New Orleans native Lil Wayne. So how do you feel about it? I wouldn't be upset seeing Wayne, but also he didn't get the job. So who would you like to see instead?
Yeah. Nah, I understand why they picked Kendrick just because, I mean, he's popping right now. I mean, you know, coming out with all his music and stuff. But then at the same time, Lil Wayne does have ties to like New Orleans and stuff. So I get why they chose Kendrick. But I mean, hey, maybe Lil Wayne next year.
Maybe next year.
We'll see. I plan on being at the Super Bowl, so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I'll see. I'll let y'all know how
big
the
money.
concert is.
All right.
AABJ's in contact, a fashion forecast. Tianna Faulkner joins us for an interview with a fashion designer who was using her passion for illustration to create her own clothing.
Welcome back to In Contact. This broadcast is an opportunity for all.
That's right, so let's check in now with our colleague Tianna Faulkner.
Tianna is conducting the interview for this episode, shining a light on an artist who's turning her work into clothing. Tianna?
Thank you, Tanisha and Tyrik. My name is Tianna Faulkner, and today we have a very special guest, Miss Lauren Flagg, an artist and the CEO of Obviously Vintage LLC. Thank you, Lauren, for joining us today to talk about your design career. When did you know you wanted to be a designer, and how did you get started in the industry?
Hi, Tianna. Thank you for having me. It's an honor to be here. I started out as an artist first, so I love to draw, illustrate, make portraits, and then I was into fashion as well, but I didn't know I could merge the two. When I saw Project Runway, I saw that there were artists bringing their designs to life with art and wearable fashion, and I just fell in love, so I was like, this is what I want to do. After I graduated high school, I went to the Art Institute of Raleigh-Durham, graduated with my bachelor's of fashion marketing and management, and then I decided, where am I going to go from here? I chose Atlanta, and I moved with $100 in my pocket, and I made my dreams come true by working very hard, doing internships, and just grinding my way through, and that's how I got here today.
That's wonderful, Lauren.
Thank you.
So who were your design influencers growing up, and what inspires your designs today?
My design influencer was Marc Jacobs. I just love how bold he was with his pieces and how unique his items and handbags and dresses and garments were, and his story just inspired me as well. My inspiration today, I am all about sustainability, using sustainable fabrics, so I thrift a lot of my garments to upcycle them, to make them new again, because we are going through a stage where a lot of fads and fashion is happening, so we're discarding a lot of garments, and I want to do my part to slow down that waste and make something old new again.
So talk about your business and your fashion line.
Okay, so my brand is called Obviously Vintage. It's named that because when I want people to wear my garments, I want them to think, oh, that's obviously vintage. Like there's a vintage aesthetic to it, a silhouette, or just something that reminds them of a era like 90s or 80s fashion. And my fashion line, Obviously Vintage, is using sustainable fabrics. I do have my collection with Shein and also on my own website as well, where I showcase upcycled garments and where I showcase garments that I use sustainable fabrics for.
Great, that's really great, Lauren. So, as you just mentioned, you have a collaboration with Shein.
Yes.
Talk a little bit about that, as well as your success as a designer in Atlanta.
So Shein is family now. I started with Shein in 2021 when it first started its incubator, finding emerging designers. I was introduced to them by a Instagram friend. We didn't meet in person, but she told me I should apply for this program with SheinX, and I did. They accepted me, and I dropped my first collection in September of 2021. I was so excited. I was so grateful and thankful for the opportunity because they made it so seamless and they made my visions come to life. I've been doing several collections with sustainable fabrics now, and that makes me so excited because now we're moving into the sustainability of fashion, and you can still be fashionable and still care about the environment at the same time, so that makes me really happy.
Awesome. I think that's really great, Lauren.
Thank you.
So, I understand that you have a mood board. Talk about some of the fall trends today right now that are in season, and share some tips for our audience.
So there's a lot of things that's happening for fall fashion right now. The colors, we have a new cherry red that's really making a statement, along with our normal fall colors like emerald greens or hunter greens, browns, tans, and the pops of reds and oranges here and there. The trends that I'm seeing now is more modest apparel, so a lot of layering, a lot of long skirts. We're bringing the long denim skirts back, but we're making it more high fashion, which is very cool to see because now women don't want to show certain areas of their body, so being able to capture a shape and make it more modest and clean and classy makes, the look very timeless, I would say. So I love this new trend of layering, adding the long skirts with a blazer or adding a corset to give you that shape. It's so incredible to see because a lot of women are showing their, I would say, demure side and classy side. So the colors as well, like that cherry red, is just really popping, and I'm excited to see how people dress that up as well.
Great. I'm excited to show my demure and classiness.
Yes.
So, Where do you see your fashion career going in the future?
Well, right now I am a product developer for a brand, so I see myself working for other brands to help bring their dreams to life, bring their ideas to life. So I want to be able to open up my own business where I bring in clients, where I help them create their own fashion lines, teach them along the way about manufacturing and sustainability with their products so that we can continue to do our part with sustainability, like I said earlier, but also make it on a more broader scale with our community here in Atlanta.
Great. So, how can people follow you and get your designs?
So you can follow me on Instagram at Obviously Vintage, all one word, all lowercase, and you'll be able to see all my designs on there, all of my sketches on there as well. On my Linktree, you'll be able to access my clothing line with Shein that I just dropped last week. So I just dropped a collection with Anita. She's a Latina artist, and so we just did a collaboration. So you'll be able to see that on my Instagram and on my Linktree account.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Lauren, for being with us today. We here at In Contact wish you all the best.
Oh, thank you. Thank
Back
you so
to you,
much.
Tanasia and Tyrik.
Thanks, Tianna. Next up, we're talking about trending topics.
Our colleague Vivian Gilbert will join us with a few stories that has the internet buzzing. We'll be right back. Atlanta is known for keeping the South entertained and fed.
And today, our colleague Vivian Gilbert is giving the scoop on a big concept and a new restaurant that is opened. Vivian?
Tanasia and Tyrik, thank you. I'm Vivian Gilbert. Here's what's buzzing. First, Chick-fil-A is taking the restaurant business to another level after opening an elevated drive-thru in McDonough. The Atlanta-based restaurant chain has happily announced that this location has 4 drive-thru lanes and an elevated kitchen on top to update the restaurant's serving service and cut back customers' wait times. Lastly, the big music festival, One Music Fest, returns to Atlanta this fall at Piedmont Park. Some of the biggest names in rap and R&B music will be hitting the stage. The lineup includes Cardi B, Gunna, Jill Scott, Glorilla, DaBaby, Fantasia, Atlanta's own T.I. and Monica, and also Earth, Wind, and Fire, along with many others. There will be a special performance by DJ Drama and Friends. The date of the festival are October 26th and 27th. This will be the 15th year the One Music Fest has taken place. Tickets are now available to purchase. Tanasia and Tyrik, back to you.
Thanks, Vivian. Well, that does it for us.
Remember to stay up to date with In Contact and the Atlanta Association of Black Journalists on social media. Now here's a list of our rest of our meeting dates for the remainder of the year. We meet at WSB TV Studios every second Saturday of each month, and we appreciate you all so much for joining us on this episode.
A special thanks to our partners at AIB Network for helping to make this broadcast possible. We'll see you back here next time.